Okay, now I believe we're going to get into refining this drawing, and I've already erased out a little bit over here. You can probably see a lighter edge because I kicked this out like a little bit. I made the statue a little bit wider, and now what I notice when I pull a line straight down from what I erased a little bit off camera, this line needs to be to the left more because I almost had it like right below the breast. So the breast needs to be kicked out to the left slightly, not a major change, and then we're going to roll up. Now I step back and I look at that. It was pretty close, so I don't want to do it a major change. And now I'm going to just kind of kick this out slightly. So basically now that's giving me a little bit more of the tilt of the body and the breast because this is that other line over here. So we've got a tilt and we've got a tilt, center of the breast. So just refining things, and you gotta have an area of your drawing, and I say this in every DVD, that you kind of like cling on to, that you really are confident when you look at that area that it's coming out the way that it looks. This negative space for me is going to be the cling on. That's where my home base is. And I'm going to keep going back to that because it's easy for me to understand. Just a couple more angles. Just refining this area. Now let's come back, and I'm looking at the distance from here to here. So still subtle measurements, but refined measurements. And a lot of the rest of this drawing I really want to do with a sharp pencil. I think the soft stage is over for now. And I'm going to start to crisp up some areas with some sharpness. And the area that I want the most sharp is where I'm working right now. And I'm looking at the angle of the edge here. This thing tilts up. Yeah, let me just work on this area a little bit. I should have a longer pencil. So I'm going to have to resharpen. I'm just going to solid up the tone. Just not feeling this arm. It doesn't feel like the arm on the statue. So what does that mean? That means we're going to move and we're not going to get stuck. As soon as you get stuck, you move and you go to a different spot. Keep your momentum going. And I'm still, believe it or not, doing micro angles. And I'm starting to sharpen some stuff up now on the edge. So the rest to me now of this drawing is just rendering, and I think I'll refine as I go because it's not perfect right now. But the hard part is definitely over. I'm glad I took like that 20-minute break, and it really showed me that the breast was wrong, that I needed to drop it. I'm very happy that I did that. You need to step away from your drawings sometimes because you get tunnel vision and you just don't see things. You know, you've got to step away. You've got to get out of your studio into a different light. I mean, it's even helpful if you bring your drawing into a different room and you look at it in a different room under a different light source, because you'll just see things from a different point of view, kind of. Okay, so the base of the statue is a tad lower than that. Yeah, everything just looks a whole lot better since I did the whole breast change. At least to me it looks better. Hopefully to you watching at home it looks a little bit better too. Again, don't look at the photograph. If you've just joined us, don't look at the photograph because I'm not even looking at this. I'm looking straight ahead at the statue up there the entire time. I just have that there for you. It's a practical reason thing because I'm working with a vertical image in a horizontal platform, a platform that is 4:3 horizontal video, and I'm doing a horizontal drawing, a vertical drawing, I'm sorry. So I've got to fill that dead area, and I can't really zoom in anymore. I can zoom in slightly, and I might actually zoom in on the next one that I do, since we're getting into refine, and we'll get rid of this base, and I don't have to worry about that right now, but yeah, just looking straight ahead. Let's tone this. Ninth value, turn. The whole thing is turning. You've got to look at it as the whole thing is turning. This is way more edgy, and then this is our second edgiest spot, but it's still turning ever so slightly. It's like a soft, hard edge, the hip area. This is really turning big time. So this part of the abs will just be a little bit darker. This is going to be dark, and then we've got our main shadow. You know, the more I look at, you see so much more in life than you do from a photograph. It's not even funny. Just saw this phantom line. A lot of this I still have to work with my eraser on it. We'll get to that. Center of the breast is much higher than the bottom of this arm. Just working the center of the breast over here. I say I gotta leave a little space of light. Let's do a little background tone before we move on. What you want to do when you do this at home, I would love to have my music blasting right now. Have coffee, music blasting. You know, I'd be getting up every 15 minutes. I know I'd be eating every 15 minutes. There's no doubt about it, I'd be doing that. But for the video, I gotta just eat all at once and then come back and shoot it. But you want to, my point that I'm trying to make here is, you just want to make this fun. You want to make this enjoyable. And I don't know what that is for you. Maybe you check your email in between every break. You know, you don't want to sit down for longer than, this is my opinion. People could disagree with me, and that's fine. For your body's sake, I don't think you want to sit down for longer than a half an hour because your body is just going to break down that way. The shorter breaks are better for your longevity of your body and your eyes holding up. And you want to look far away with your eyes because, you know, I'm looking, this is like maybe 16 inches, maybe not even that much, 14, 13 inches from my eyes. And so that's going to cause major eye fatigue if I'm looking at this close all day. So I totally want to look far away every once in a while. Okay, we need to soften this. So this is coming out good in terms of the way I want the light structured. This is my lightest light so far. And I could just simply pull this across, dull this light down here. I'm just softening out. I'm telling you, when you do this, got this technique years ago from Stephen Assel. A-S-S-E-A-L. Oh boy, I don't know if I'm spelling his name right. Fine artist. He did illustration, but now I think he's strictly fine art. One of the most realistic drawers and painters I've ever had the privilege to have as a teacher back in the day, because I don't think I had Marvin Madison as my life painting teacher. I only had Steve Assel, Max Ginsberg, and I think it was Erwin Greenberg as well. There's three of them. They taught all in one day. And so Steve Assel would use a big brush and just tap. And I pulled that into my drawings. I used to use it do it in my paintings too, but I'm really using it in my drawings, and it's something that is very cool. All right, let's move on to the next chapter.